Shanquella Robinson was a 25-year-old woman from Charlotte, North Carolina, who tragically lost her life while on vacation in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, in late October 2022. She had traveled with a group of 6 friends, often referred to in the media as the Cabo Six, hoping to enjoy a brief getaway and make memories together. Initially, her death was thought to have been caused by alcohol-related complications, but the truth was far more disturbing. An autopsy later revealed that she had suffered a severe spinal cord injury, specifically an atlas luxation, which indicated that her death was the result of violent trauma rather than natural causes. Disturbing footage soon emerged showing Robinson being physically assaulted by one of her companions during the trip. This video quickly circulated online, capturing public attention and outrage. In response, Mexican authorities began an investigation, ultimately issuing an arrest warrant for one of the companions involved, Amani Green, who was formerly known as Dejanay Jackson. The incident, officially categorized as femicide by Mexican officials, became a high-profile case due to the brutality of the assault and the young age of the victim. While Mexican authorities were pursuing charges, the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation also opened a preliminary investigation, but in April 2023, federal prosecutors announced that they would not bring charges due to insufficient evidence to meet the federal standard required for prosecution. Following the lack of federal charges, Robinson's family, led by her mother, filed a civil wrongful death lawsuit in 2024. The suit was aimed at the Cabo Six, the group of 6 individuals who were present during the fatal incident, and alleged negligence, emotional distress, and conspiracy in connection to Robinson's death. The lawsuit also named U.S. federal entities, including the FBI and the Department of State, asserting that their failures to act or provide timely intervention contributed to the tragedy. The civil case quickly gained media attention as it raised questions about accountability for overseas incidents involving U.S. citizens, the responsibilities of federal agencies, and how victims' families seek justice when criminal prosecutions are not pursued. By mid-2025, the civil proceedings had developed significantly. A federal judge heard arguments on whether the lawsuit should be adjudicated in U.S. courts or in Mexico, a critical point because jurisdiction would affect the application of laws, potential damages, and the ability of Robinson's family to compel testimony and evidence from the defendants. This jurisdictional question has been central to the litigation, with Robinson's attorneys arguing that U.S. courts are the proper venue to ensure fairness and access to justice, while some defendants contend that Mexico is the appropriate jurisdiction due to the location of the incident. Meanwhile, individual members of the Cabo Six have responded to the lawsuit in various ways. Amani Green, in particular, filed a motion to dismiss the case, claiming that her actions were in self-defense and that Robinson's behavior provoked the altercation. The motion contends that Robinson's alleged aggression and alcohol consumption were contributing factors to the events that led to her injury and subsequent death. Green's legal team has maintained that evidence, including witness testimony and video analysis, supports her assertion that she did not act with malicious intent and that the fatal outcome was unintended. The filing of this motion has created a new phase in the civil litigation, as the judge must now consider whether the claims can proceed against Green or if they are sufficiently challenged to warrant dismissal. Beyond the legal arguments, the case continues to draw public scrutiny. Media outlets have closely followed developments, highlighting both the tragedy of Robinson's death and the procedural complexities of pursuing justice across international borders. Analysts and commentators have noted that the lawsuit could set a precedent for how American courts handle wrongful death claims involving incidents that occur abroad, particularly when U.S. government agencies are accused of failing in their responsibilities. Robinson's family has emphasized that their pursuit of justice is not only personal, but also emblematic of a broader struggle to hold individuals and institutions accountable for negligence, violence, and oversight failures. The civil litigation has also revealed additional details about the behavior and interactions of the Cabo Six during the vacation. Witness statements and evidence presented by Robinson's attorney suggest that there were warning signs of escalating conflict prior to the assault. Text messages, social media posts, and video recordings have been cited to demonstrate a pattern of tension and potential risk that was allegedly ignored or downplayed by the group. These elements are being used to support claims of negligence and emotional distress in the lawsuit, arguing that the defendants had a duty to prevent harm and failed to uphold it. This framing is central to the family's legal strategy, seeking to establish liability not only for the assault itself, but also for the environment and circumstances that allowed it to occur. The ongoing litigation has prompted responses from legal experts regarding the challenges of proving causation and liability in a cross-border context. U.S. courts require evidence that clearly links the defendant's actions to the outcome in a direct and provable way. Additionally, when incidents occur abroad, issues such as the collection of evidence, witness availability, and the applicability of foreign law complicate proceedings. Robinson's attorneys have reportedly worked extensively to gather documentation, coordinate with local authorities in Mexico, and retain experts to support their claims. This effort underscores the determination of the family to ensure that the case is thoroughly examined despite the hurdles presented by international jurisdictional issues. In parallel with the civil lawsuit, the public discourse surrounding the case has focused on issues of accountability, particularly in situations where criminal charges are not filed. Many commentators have highlighted the difficulty families face in securing justice when federal authorities decline to prosecute, emphasizing the need for legal avenues such as civil claims to hold responsible parties accountable. Robinson's family has expressed that while criminal justice may not be achievable at this time, civil proceedings offer an alternative path to recognition of wrongdoing and potential compensation for the harm suffered. The lawsuit also brings attention to the broader societal concern regarding the safety of travelers, especially women, and the responsibilities of those who are in positions to prevent harm. Recent updates indicate that the lawsuit remains active, with court proceedings continuing to address motions, evidence submissions, and jurisdictional challenges. The case is in a phase where discovery, the process by which both sides exchange information, is expected to reveal further insights into the events leading to Robinson's death. Depositions of witnesses, review of video footage, and analysis of communications between the Cabo Six may provide critical evidence to strengthen the family's claims or, conversely, support the defense arguments regarding provocation and self-defense. This stage is often prolonged in civil cases, especially those involving complex factual disputes and multiple defendants, and legal observers anticipate that the litigation could extend well into the coming year. Public advocacy and media coverage have also played a role in sustaining attention on the Robinson case. Social media campaigns, interviews, and news segments have highlighted the family's ongoing efforts and have called for transparency in the investigation process. These efforts serve a dual purpose: keeping the public informed and applying pressure for accountability from both the private individuals involved and the federal agencies named in the lawsuit. The Robinson family has consistently emphasized that their motivation is rooted in seeking justice for Shanquella's untimely death and ensuring that lessons are learned to prevent similar tragedies in the future. In addition to the legal and public advocacy components, the case underscores the emotional toll on Robinson's family. Personal statements, court filings, and media interviews reveal the profound grief, frustration, and determination that accompany the pursuit of justice. The family has articulated that while the legal battle is challenging, it is essential to confront the circumstances that led to Shanquella's death and to hold accountable those whose actions or inactions contributed to the outcome. Their narrative emphasizes the human element behind legal proceedings, reminding observers that the case is not merely about procedural or jurisdictional issues, but about real lives affected by violence and negligence. Looking ahead, the progression of the lawsuit will likely hinge on key court decisions regarding motions to dismiss, admissibility of evidence, and jurisdictional authority. Legal analysts suggest that the outcome could influence future cases where Americans are harmed abroad, and where questions arise about the responsibilities of travel companions, the application of U.S. civil law, and the potential role of federal agencies in protecting citizens overseas. The Robinson case may also inspire legislative and policy discussions about travel safety, the mechanisms for international law enforcement cooperation, and the scope of liability in wrongful death claims that cross national boundaries. As the lawsuit continues, it is clear that the case has become a significant point of reference in discussions of legal accountability, victims' rights, and international civil litigation. The combination of a tragic personal loss, the complexities of international jurisdiction, and the involvement of multiple defendants has made the case both challenging and emblematic of broader systemic issues. Robinson's family remains committed to pursuing all available avenues of justice, maintaining that civil litigation is a necessary and appropriate response to the failure of criminal prosecution. In the broader context, the case has sparked conversations about cultural, legal, and institutional factors that affect how justice is pursued when crimes occur in foreign countries. Experts have debated how U.S. courts should balance respect for foreign jurisdictions with the imperative to provide remedies for American victims, and how federal agencies can improve responsiveness to incidents involving U.S. citizens abroad. These discussions are ongoing and contribute to the significance of the Robinson case as more than an isolated incident. It represents a convergence of personal tragedy, legal complexity, and public accountability. In summary, the Shanquella Robinson case, while originating from a horrific incident in Cabo San Lucas, has evolved into a multifaceted legal and social story. The initial circumstances surrounding her death, the emergence of video evidence, and the actions of the Cabo Six set the stage for a civil lawsuit that is currently navigating complex jurisdictional, evidentiary, and procedural challenges. The Robinson family's pursuit of justice illustrates the difficulties and possibilities of seeking accountability through civil litigation, especially when federal criminal action is not available. As the case unfolds, ongoing developments, court rulings, and public advocacy will continue to shape both the legal outcome and the broader discourse surrounding the rights and protections of victims, the responsibilities of companions and authorities, and the pursuit of justice across borders.